morning, children. As you can see that these children, they are performing inhale and exhale exercise sitting on a yoga mat like you do with your yoga teacher, that is Ekta ma'am. So you must have understood that today we will be talking about yoga. A mind free from all disturbances is yoga. Children, when you think, you have many feelings, right? You have fear, you have happiness, you have anxiety, sometimes you feel stressed, sometimes you feel angry. But yoga is a form where you make your mind free from all these things. Okay, so that is yoga, and this has been quoted by Patanjali. Children, every year on 21st June, we observe International Day of Yoga. This year also, we will be celebrating the 7th International Day of Yoga. Now the question is, what is the meaning of yoga? Yoga is a word that has been derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to join or to unite. So what are we uniting or joining over here? Yoga leads to the union of individual consciousness, that is awareness about self, with that of universal consciousness, awareness about everything around you. So it is the union of that, and with this it indicates the harmony between mind and body, and man and nature. So it creates this perfect harmony. Let us talk about the origin of yoga. Yoga has its origin thousands of years ago in India. And you know, this word was first found in the Rig Veda. It is a book, okay, that was written by our ancestors. Yoga is an important part of Indian culture and civilization. Since then, it is very important in our culture. Now, there must be some proof why we are saying that it has originated in India. Let me show you the proof. The number of seals and fossil remains. These are some seals and fossil remains which show yogic motifs and figures performing yoga sadhana, which suggest the presence of yoga in ancient India. He is Swami Vivekanand. All of you recognize him. You know, in 1893, Swami Vivekanand addressed the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago, America, in which he introduced yoga to the Western world. So he was the one who introduced yoga to the Western people. And after that, many Eastern gurus and yogis, they spread yoga throughout the world, and people have accepted it and made it a part of their lives. Children, I will tell you a story. In 2014, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, was giving a speech in the United Nations General Assembly. And for the very first time in his speech, he talked about yoga. And he was the one who first proposed that 21st June be celebrated as International Yoga Day. So after that, first International Day of Yoga was celebrated on 21st June 2015 at Rajpath in New Delhi. Now you must be thinking, why 21st June? Why not some other day? 21st June, there is a reason behind it. Always remember, children, there is a reason behind why things happen. 21st June is the longest day of the year, and by saying this, I mean that on this day the sun is out at its most compared to every other day of the year. If you compare this day with other days of the year, you will find that the sun is out for the longest period of time on this day. The sun, it begins to move from north to south. In Hindi we call it Dakshinayan. So it starts, and it is also called as summer solstice. This, according to yogis, this transition is a great time for meditation, and that is why this date has been chosen to celebrate the International Day of Yoga. Now there are certain objectives why we celebrate this day. First, to make people aware of the benefits of yoga and connect themselves with nature. To reduce the rate of health challenging diseases in the world. If we practice yoga in our daily life, we will ensure that we stay healthy and fit throughout our lives. Spreading growth, development and peace throughout the world. You can see that there is violence outside. You can see that many countries are fighting among them, and if we become peaceful, okay, then if we nurture ourselves, then we will also maintain peace in the world. And by taking this objective, that is the reason why we celebrate the International Day of Yoga, to bring peace and harmony in the world. Children, you must be aware of this logo. You must have seen this picture. It is not a picture, it is a logo. It is the symbol that signifies the International Day of Yoga, and it has a meaning. The joining hands means union, uniting yourself with nature. The orange halo is the fire element. The globe, it represents the oneness, the unity among everyone on this earth. The green leaves depict the nature and the greenery around us. The brown leaves, it depicts the Mother Earth. And the blue human art is the water in the body. So here we are combining these elements, that is water, earth, nature and fire, and bringing peace and harmony in the entire world. He is Maharishi Patanjali. He is known as the father of modern day yoga, and he is also the author of a book, Yoga Sutras. Yoga Sutra is something where he has combined all the aspects of yoga in a certain format so that people can understand. Lord Shiv is known as Adiyogi, which means he is the first yogi present on earth. So he was the first yogi. Each and every year when we celebrate International Day of Yoga, there is a theme that is decided. And this time, the theme of 7th International Day of Yoga is Yoga for Well-Being. We have been gone through tough times. The entire world has gone through tough times because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only we have faced physical pressures but also mental pressure. You children have been inside the house doing the online classes. You have been through mental stress, and in order to relieve that, this is a message that people need to practice yoga daily so that they can bring peace inside themselves and be stress free. So children, you will do one work for me. You will practice yoga daily, and you will also encourage your friends and mother, father, all your relatives to practice yoga daily in the morning, the first thing in the morning. There is a strange connection between yoga and stamps. We started practicing yoga or celebrating the International Day of Yoga in 2015. But back in 1991, there were 4 stamps that were issued with yoga postures to mark the importance of yoga. And these 4 postures were Ustrasan, Utthita Trikonasana, Dhanurasana and Bhujanga Asana. The male yoga practitioners, they are called as yogis, and the female practitioners are called as yoginis. Did you know there is a yoga for dogs also? Can you see this dog doing yoga? It is called as doga. Now you do yoga on yoga mat. Do you know who invented it? The first yoga mat was created in 1982 by Angela Farmer. She is Angela Farmer. That is all for today, children. That is all about the International Day of Yoga. I hope you enjoyed it and you will make yoga a part of your daily life. Thank you.